Welcome to More Than the Game's Vancouver 2010 coverage. I'm Samuel Green, and Day 7 started with a crash as American skier Lindsey Vonn plummeted out of the slalom stage of the women's super combined, allowing Germany's Maria Reisch to seize gold. The downhill champion was the first to congratulate her best friend Reisch, who produced a scintillating slalom run after placing 0.33 seconds behind the faultless Vonn in the downhill stage. But still suffering heavily from her shin injury, Vonn's attempts to gain her second gold disappeared in a flash as she bombed out of the slalom, allowing compatriot Julia Mancuso to capitalise and take her second silver in 24 hours, before Sweden's Anja Persson secured bronze, just a day after a heavy fall in the downhill. American Ivan Lysacek delivered a season's best performance to stun Russian Yevgeny Plushenko and capture figure skating gold. Plushenko matched his masterful routine, which saw him lead after the short programme, but with the standard having been set, Lysacek unleashed a phenomenal free skate to outdo his arrogant rival and secure a championship which many were sure would go to Russia. Great Britain's Amy Williams leads the pack at halfway in the women's skeleton after a sparkling first run gave her a track record and a 0.3 second edge on German Kirsten Simkowiak. While in the men's event, Latvia's Martins Djukas nailed an explosive run which carved more than a second off the track record and takes a commanding lead into Friday's final. In the women's halfpipe, Australian Tora Bright upset her American contenders by delivering a staggering second run to clinch the gold medal after starting bottom of the pile when she crashed out in her first run. Canada celebrated their first 1000 metre Olympic speed skating title when Christine Nesbitt hurtled to victory. The world number 1 edged out Annette Gerritsen by 0.02 seconds, storming past the Dutch woman on the final lap. After collecting silver in the 10 kilometres, Norway's Emil Helgil Svensson went one better in the 20 kilometre biathlon to clinch gold and force compatriot Ole Einar Bjorndalen to wait for a 6th Olympic title. And Norway made it a biathlon double when outsider Tora Berger held off stiff opposition in the women's 15 kilometres to clinch gold ahead of Kazakhstan's Elena Kristoleva and Belarusian Daria Domracheva, both claiming their country's first medals of the Games. In ice hockey, Sidney Crosby spared Canada's blushes by scoring the second of his 2 penalty shots after Switzerland held the hosts to a 2-2 draw after overtime. Confidence is clearly high in Team USA's camp after their women's side smashed Finland 6-0 to book their place in the knockout round, and the men cruised to a comfortable 6-1 victory over Norway. In curling, David Murdoch's Great Britain side were beaten by the final stone in a dramatic 4-3 loss against Switzerland, but the world champions responded positively with a 9-6 victory over Denmark.
Here's all the news from Great Britain's skiers, sliders and skaters in Canada, brought to you in association with Lloyds TSB, proud partner of the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games and supporter of Team GB on their journey to Vancouver 2010.
Shelley Rudman recovered from a disappointing first run to hold down joint 7th place overnight in the skeleton, leaving herself in striking distance of the medal positions. Kristen Bromley forced himself into medal contention by finishing 5th over the first 2 skeleton runs, but Adam Pengilly failed to make as much impact and sits back in 20th. Shemi Olcott produced another respectable performance, equalling her Olympic best 11th place finish in the super combined. Snowboarder Leslie McKenna unfortunately crashed out twice in a half-pipe qualifier. Lee Steve Jackson was off the pace in the 20k biathlon, crossing the line in 66th place. Britain's women curlers crushed Russia 10-3 to pick up their second win, keeping them on target to qualify for the semi-finals. At the end of Day 7, Canada and Norway upped their gold tally to 3, while Germany are one step ahead with 4. But Evan Lysacek's figure skating gold retains America's advantage at the top.
For the latest news, interviews and behind-the-scenes gossip from SportsBeat's reporters at Vancouver 2010, visit morethanthegames.com or follow us on Twitter @SportsBeat.